What's going on? It's the Block Bull right about now, bringing you the latest episode to the channel. Now, today we're going to just filter through some of these cryptos that I've got over here on the watch list as well, and just have a look to see what we're doing. Bitcoin has just made a new all-time high here. We did have this sort of head and shoulder pattern, which was a bearish structure, which is why I was bearish. However, being in crypto is very fast-paced environment, and you can see over here over the last couple of days, we've actually broken resistance. And we have broken above and obviously set a new all-time high for Bitcoin. So it's looking very, very bullish. The inauguration for Donald Trump will be later today. I'm currently recording approximately 2 p.m. UK time. So it's 3 hours away now till Donald Trump gets into power, into office ultimately. But yeah, Bitcoin looking really well, which is very important for the direction of the market. Bitcoin's doing well. The rest of the cryptocurrencies tend to follow. Okay. Let's just have a look at these some of these biggest gainers. We've got Velo, XRP, Hbar. We'll take a look at Gala as well, as always, because we've got a big bet on that, especially with the cup and handle playing out. But you can see where Velo is now on the daily sort of structure. So we're currently like pinballing in this sort of bull pennant, if you will. From some sort of like from current sort of price action here, it's a 40% gain just to get back up to here where we was trading late Thursday, Friday. So that's a 36% gain. Probably slightly less now as it is creeping up. So yeah, about 35%. So some decent gains just to be traded in Velo. Yeah, you don't even have to hodl the bag that much. Like I say, just to get up to these local highs. This was only a few days ago. 35% is massive for a trade. Looking bullish. XRP here. So we had the bull pennant here. We've had the breakout around, I would say, on this candle here, Saturday, the 11th of January. So we've broken out. And in my view, we have done the sort of mouth of the pennant here, in my view, yeah. So this is what's happened here. And then it's created, on top of the bull pennant, we've now created a bull flag. Now, again, guys, if we actually zoom into the 4 hours so you can see it a little bit more clearly, let's just place that more accurately now. We're down here. So this is what's playing out. We've had the breakout. And we've actually had a fake out, believe it or not. This is why, I speak to a lot of the market with this fake out down here. I absolutely hate these as traders, especially when you get a confirmation outside of the sort of micro structure. Yeah, this to me would signal it's a bearish. This is a bullish structure ultimately. However, the fact that you get this sort of close down here, ultimately thinking, oh, bloody hell, should I be shorting the market here? But this is what happens all the time in crypto, is you get fake outs to the downside, even with a close with, some of these sort of higher sort of candles as well. Even on the daily, we got a negative sort of close. But yeah, before reversal, we pumped to the upside and now we're breaking out. On this current red candle today, on the day of inauguration, it looks as if we've already done a retest there at around $3.18 for XRP. So again, bullish structure. So it looks as if we've had the fake out to the upside. Our weekends have probably sold. I'm in other cryptos at the moment, so disclaimer, I'm not holding XRP at this moment in time. I do believe there's more value in terms of return on investment on other coins, and we will get to those coins shortly. Okay, but yeah, we've had the retest. So for me, XRP is looking really good. Sort of targets, I'd be looking at around 380 to begin with. Obviously, that was a sort of Coinbase all-time high. A lot of exchanges, XRP has already penetrated all-time highs for a lot of exchanges, but ultimately XRP has closed these sort of where we're trading now. Let's just mark it out with horizontal lines. So XRP is actually closed above the sort of all-time high previously. Yeah, all-time high was back down here, and you can see this faint green line where we're currently trading at the moment. So XRP is pretty much going into price discovery now. So when it goes into price discovery, it's very difficult to start projecting targets. The only sort of real TA you've got is sort of fib levels. Yeah, and I've been stung by fib levels before because I've said, look at taking some profits at this certain level to ultimately what would tend to happen is, you probably take profits at the wrong fib level, yeah, and it continues to run. So on the sort of macro time frame here, we've actually got stipulated. I'm going to try just do this right to the close here so we get a sort of better reading there. So I would say around there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fetch this up to this point here where we get this sort of We've got to be accurate, guys, because like if we're out by literally even half a degree, it takes it off by like $2, $3, $4. It's remarkably sensitive. This is why it's so easy to get wrong. But ultimately, your first sort of fib target will be up to 17. So if XRP is going to start running now, this is on the macro. Do you know what I mean? Every candle is a week. Yes, it's going to take a long time to sort of play out, but ultimately the sort of fib level here that's stipulated from the weekly closes, yeah, it's a little bit different on other time frames. We're looking at around $17, so that would be a great target for anybody holding XRP. Yeah, again, you can reassess when you get to that fib level. Maybe look at taking partial profits if you believe it's going to carry on running up. Then obviously hodl up to the next sort of targets. Again, I feel as though 325 that would be a stretch too far. Again, these are just sort of indicators as towards price could potentially go. So I do believe $17 is achievable. However, the next sort of fib target up there, 325 by the end of the super cycle this year, that's probably going to be too stretched too far in my opinion. So we're probably going to be exhausted in price action. But to me, $17 is not a bad sort of gain as a sort of a decent checkpoint, if you will, to reassess what you're going to do with your portfolio, really. So from current price action, you're talking around 400%. So 400% would be a 5x on your capitals. 5x isn't bad. Nothing to grumble about there. So let's have a quick look at Hbar. Hbar's doing bull flag, similar to what XRP did, where we get this mouth of the bull pennant, place it on top of the apex, and then you get this sort of move upwards. So I would say about 46, 47 cent. That's a sort of decent sort of interim, very, very short trading target, okay? And then you could obviously apply the fibs as well, which I'm not going to do on this particular shot, just because I've got not really interested in HBAR at this moment in time. So let's have a look. XLM. XLM, like I say, I feel as though it's got the best sort of gains remaining on the table over the short term. So again, we've got the pennant mouth here. So this measurement here, plonking on top of the apex there, you're talking around 130% gains in my view. So XLM is better in the short term. Obviously, if we start applying fibs, it does move very similar to XRP. It seems like XRP has overtaken XLM. So XLM, in my view, will probably have to start playing catch up in this sort of next move, if you will. So XLM looking really good in my view. Now, the biggie that I'm looking at is Gala at the moment. So Gala's got the sort of best gains. Again, when we visit XRP, we're looking at potentially 400% gains, over the next couple of months to get up to that sort of $17, $18 mark, to get to that sort of fib level from the weekly closes. Yeah, we could go higher. But ultimately, again, if we're looking at the weekly, this is just a 786 fib retracement level around 30 cent for Gala, and we're going to be looking at running up from sort of current price action around 800%. Yeah, so that's a double return on the investment as opposed to XRP, which is why I've rotated out of XRP. One, because I was expecting the loss to go in 33 weeks after halving, which again is in the plans. Okay, did rotate over to XDC. I ran XDC up to around, I think it was anywhere between sort of 8, 9, 10 cent range, then rotated out into sort of Gala as well after the sort of retracements as well. We've got money in Velo, and we're dabbling some other coins as well, which aren't really worth noting at this point. But yeah, 800%. And even if it was just to do, say, the 618, we're still talking around near enough XRP figures as well in terms of percent on return. So we're talking like 370% just to get to the 618. So that's really conservative in my opinion. So we're looking again at this figure around 15 cent in my view. So again, guys, these are sort of checkpoints where you can reassess. So you can either take profits, exit the market. I can't really advise anybody on that. I'm not a financial advisor, guys, so it's up to you whether or not you're feeling brave. Everyone's got different goals. I don't know how much crypto you view as a holding. So if you have got a lot of money, it's worth taking profits. If you're just riding up, say, like $5,000, obviously you're probably more inclined to take more risk and try and make some more money. But for me personally, I'm in preservation mode. So anytime I get to a checkpoint, I'm always looking to sort of exit the market to a certain degree. Not necessarily 100% into dry powder. I'll just reassess again at each checkpoint. So yeah, Gala looking really well. So what I want to bring your attention to anyway in the TA aspects of Gala is this cup and handle. So this cup here started, in my view, from March of last year. Yeah, so from March of last year, we have literally been creating this cup. Yeah, and that has been going on up until around December time. So we're looking at about 40 weeks worth of data. So that's equivalent to 280 days, yeah, forming a cup. So that's pretty much the entire year, yeah, forming the cup. And then ever since, I'd say, yeah, since we formed the cup, obviously then we've actually retraced down. So we've actually retraced down, and then we've created this handle here, yeah, which I've highlighted. And you could also argue this is sort of a bull pennant as well, playing out if you was to go from like this sort of cup here. So a bit of a bull pennant going on here, maybe. So that's also a bullish structure. Cup and handle have a 95% success rate. So this is why when I'm dealing with big money, I want the sort of success rate in terms of the patterns on my side. Yes, there might be some other cryptos that may gain more in terms of return on investment, but what I want to know is I want a surefire crypto coin that is going to absolutely explode and get me the gains. So not is it only a successful chart pattern 95%. If we go back, for example, on XRP, I know it's breaking out now, but just for argument's sake, like bull pennants, I think they've got anywhere between 70 and 80%, and then bull flags, I think they've got slightly less, at a 70% success rate. So what would I rather have? Would I rather have a 70% success rate or a 95% success rate over on Gala? Yeah. And in my view, like I said, I've shown you the returns even to the 786 at 800%. So this is why Gala is absolutely huge. Now, when we're projecting the targets, why I'm actually projecting up here is in TA analysis. What you do is you basically measure the top to the bottom of this cup. Yeah, so I'm going to say here, just to be conservative, you can see here we've got a bit of a sort of high up here. So you could measure all the way up here if you wanted to be more aggressive. But like I said, I'm going to be more conservative. So from top to bottom of this cup, we have got a bit of a wick down there. And I would like to account for that wick ever so slightly, just because obviously we've, budged up here. Yeah, so all you do then is plant that on top of like the brim of the cup, if you will, up there, and I've already put a line in there for you guys for illustration purposes. Yeah, so that's all you do is clone that, and then on the brim of the cup, that's where that goes. So right now, at the end of this apex, we are looking to sort of make a break out of this bull pennant. And what we want to do is get up to this sort of orange line, which from current sort of price action, let's just zoom in so we can get a better read. So from current sort of price action, I would say we're looking at around 82% gain, 83%. So that's not a bad return. And that is just to get us back up to this breakout point here. So once we're up to about, I would say about 6 cent, give or take 6 cent. Then once we get up to 6 cent, what we can then do is we can make a blast up here, yeah. So that'd be a 150% gain on top of your 80%, what you've already won, and then an extra 400% there, yeah. So in total, like I say, you're looking at around 800% gain. So Gala, in my view, if you've got big capital, it's an absolute no-brainer. So, people laugh all the time, oh, you sold out your bags too early. I've rotated, there's a big difference, yeah. If you sold out of XRP, for example, at a 3-4x, say $2, for example, 4x, and you've got into other coins like Velo and Gala that have done really well and are probably going to start outperforming, yeah, because obviously it's Bitcoin, usually it's Ethereum. In my opinion, XRP has replaced Ethereum in terms of like the money flow, yeah, so it's usually Bitcoin, Ethereum, large caps, small caps, and then you get the gems. Yeah, that are probably micro gems worth less than like sort of 20 million market cap. So yeah, not financial advice, guys. You can do what you want. And another thing as well, just before I go, we have. I'm going to cover XDC actually. I've got time. I'm doing 14 minutes into the video. What I would say as well, obviously with Donald Trump coming into office now in the next sort of 3 hours, I would expect this sort of, like I say, get going now this week. Yeah. What I would say is these American companies, they're going to be favoured. So obviously Hbar, XRP, XLM, Gala's another one of them because obviously, it covers the whole entertainment sort of trifecta. You've got music, you've got film, and you've got gaming. Yeah, people need something to do when they're multimillionaires. What else is there to do? You just look at seeking for entertainment, unless you're working on businesses, etc. So this is just the nature of the game. So Gala is going to be massive in my view. So yeah, it ticks all the boxes in my view. Let's just have a look at XDC anyway before we get going. We did have this Elliott wave, and this is still playing out, this is a major concern for me because it's sort of the only sort of structure at the moment that looks bearish. So, and it's a shame really because XDC, if I could just hold, if I was only allowed to pick one coin and hold it for the entirety of the full super cycle, it would be XDC, yeah. And that trumps XRP, Velo, Gala. XDC would be number one pick. And this is the thing, like, I just don't, at this stage with XDC, I'm just concerned because at the moment, we do have this Elliott wave playing out, this 5 wave count in ABC. However, the only sort of bullish sort of structure we can see playing out is this last 4 days where we've got this sort of falling wedge. So falling wedges typically tend to be bullish. So this could be the saving grace now. XDC could basically invalidate Elliott wave's theory, and there's a reason why it's only a theory because it doesn't work 100% of the time. Again, guys, we're in probability. Any indicator that you see in any of these sort of technicals, there's millions of different indicators, millions of different combinations. There's not one sort of combination that works. The markets are very intricate, yeah. If they did have an answer or a combination, trust me, they wouldn't give it you. They wouldn't list it over there because obviously they're in the business of making money from spread, brokerage fees, margins, etc., etc. So this is why it's just a theory, guys. But anyway, XTC is up around 13 cents. So yeah, we'll just have to see what happens today in the next 3 hours. Hopefully, we get a massive explosion in price action. If we don't, that's fine. I'll probably just look to hodl the bag. Like I say, I'm in Gala, I'm in Velo. We're looking okay to be fair, and I feel like we've bought in at a really good price anyway. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. Good luck for today's inauguration with Donald Trump. I've been the Block Bull. Make sure to share, like, subscribe, do what you got to do. As always, I've been the Block Bull. Block Bull over and out.